Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone.
Om Shanti, good evening.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Didi, good evening.
Om Shanti.
So today is 17th of December, 21. Baba says, sweet children, the confluence age is the most elevated age of all. By studying here, you can become most elevated beings for 21 births. Confluence age is the most elevated age of all. Question: what faith should you firmly have in order to have inner happiness? What faith should you firmly have in order to have inner happiness? How can you have inner happiness? Because inner happiness is the only happiness that can be stable, right? So for that, Baba says you need faith. What is that faith? The answer is, the first faith you should have is that you were the masters of the world and were very wealthy, and that only you have taken the full 84 births. If you remember that, and also you have faith in this point, one thing, that you were the masters of the world and at that time you were very wealthy, and you are the ones who have taken 84 births. Baba has now come once again to give us the sovereignty of the world. We have now become knowers of the three aspects of time. We have now come to know the beginning, the middle, and the end of creation from the Father, the Creator. Only when you have such faith can you have inner happiness. Right? So when you have this faith, because from the Father we know the beginning, middle, and end. In other words, we can say to understand the past, present, and future. So we become knowers of the three aspects of time, Trikaldarshi. So we know the past, what we were. We know what we are. Of course, we know what we are. And we are very clear about what am I going to become. Right? Song is, show the path to the blind, dear God. Nainheen ko raah dikhao, Prabhu. Om Shanti. Did you children hear the line of the song? Baba now comes and shows you such a good path to make you into the most elevated beings. Baba is showing us the path. See, he shows us the path. He shows us the destination also. And then he gives us the strength to walk on that path. But still, we have to walk. Right? That he cannot do for us. I have to walk myself. There are many types of college and universities in the world where they study to attain a position. Right? Everyone has a target in their mind. Whatever they are studying, whichever university or college they are taking admission in, so they have a target, that to attain a position. Then Baba says, after studying, what happens? Some become clerks, some magistrates, and others become a chief justice. Human beings attain a high status. So it means it's on the basis of study, what you're studying and how good, how well you're studying. Accordingly, you attain a status. However, all of that is a high status of the Iron Age. And the Father comes and enables you to obtain a high status in the Golden Age. Choice is yours. I want to attain a high status in the Iron Age or in the Golden Age. Because to attain a high status in the Iron Age, at least you have to put in a lot of energy, lot of effort. Yes, you can, but then somewhere you have to compromise on the other side. And if you want to be spiritually very elevated, not average, I'm not talking about the average people. I'm talking about really good. If you want to do on one path, then you cannot actually divide your attention in everything. The other part, then you have to keep it like average. Baba is not saying that you have to leave your jobs or whatever you're doing in that Lokik life. You have to do that. You should be doing that. But not going too much deep into that, because then you have to compromise your spiritual journey. So, choice is ours. This is the confluence age. You have to become the most elevated in this age. Whatever knowledge people study, it is elevate themselves. This is spiritual knowledge for the future. This confluence age is the most elevated age. Wherever you mention the confluence age in the pictures, you have also to write, you must write the most elevated, Purushottam. When we say Sangam Yug, Baba says you have to add this word Purushottam Sangam Yug, the most elevated confluence age. Because when we just say confluence age or Sangam Yug means the transition of one yug into another yug, right? That transition period, the confluence age. So even when the Satyug is going to end and Treta Yuga is going to begin, there is a transition at that time as well. There is a Sangam at that time as well. Same pens from silver to copper age. And then the copper age to iron age. Also there is a transition. There is a Sangam Yuga. But all these are not Purushottam, not the elevated ones. Because what is happening is we are falling down. We are coming down from Satyug to Treta Yuga. Then we came down from Treta Yuga to Dwapar Yuga. Then from Dwapar to Kali Yuga. But this is the only time when Baba is uplifting the soul. This is the only time when the soul is progressing towards the elevated stage. So that is why this transition from Iron Age to Golden Age is the most elevated. So Baba said everything is made elevated. So when this transition and transformation is happening, it is not only for the souls. Baba said that if I have come, God himself has come. It's not only for a particular segment of the society or particular in a very particular aspect that he's uplifting. No, he is actually making everything elevated, including the 5 elements of nature, plants, animals, birds, everything. The whole nature is being purified. And of course, all of us, because directly he's teaching us, the souls, the human souls, right? So everything is made elevated. You know how elevated Lakshmi and Narayan are. Their jewelry and costumes are definitely very beautiful, and so such pictures should be made. Only Baba would give directions. Some children continue to tour the cities. Because Baba said, this is you children that you travel around, you go around in the cities, you move around here and there. You have to because it's your role. But Baba said, because you go around, you see so many things, so you should have more ideas, not Baba. Right? Now Baba is here, is coming about, talking about seva, service. So Baba says, because children continue to tour the cities, they should think about what type of attractive pictures to make, which would create a great impact with their splendor. So you should have some creative ideas about service. Yeah, the front gate should be like this. What kind of picture, what material to be used? These kind of details about the things should be thought about by the children. This is what Baba is saying. Because, Maya has created a very, very attractive world. Maya is right now attracting in order to distract the children from their spiritual journey. And Maya is actually doing a good job. Is doing a good job because the things created by Maya are very beautiful, very attractive, isn't it? Do you agree with me or not? It is very attractive. So how attractive should be things created by Baba's children in order to reveal God, in order to reveal Baba? It should be beautiful. Whether it is about making Baba's center or the things, pictures Baba today is saying, pictures also should be very beautiful. So you have to think about it. So that they are, why somebody would come here? They will think, let me go to visit some particular garden. That garden, new garden is created in the city by the government. This is so beautiful. Let us go and just visit there. They are taking out time. They are taking out time to visit such places. They are taking out time to visit and see some beautiful buildings because it is attractive. So at least they should be attracted to visit Baba's home. The picture should be created in such a way that they should have the attraction at least once. After that, Baba will take care. At least once, first attraction should be, yeah, it looks attractive. Let me go and have a look. What is it? At least it should attract the attention of the people. Like you see nowadays, the people put up big, big hoardings, and nowadays there are LED screens and all that. It attracts the attention of the visitors. So things like that, Baba is mentioning actually. Yeah, we should believe in simplicity. I'm not saying, Baba is also not saying that you dress up with bling bling things. You don't have to do that, but it is about seva. Baba is talking about different aspects. So Baba says, keep it in your intellects throughout the day that you are becoming the most elevated beings of all. And in that also, I would like to clarify one more thing. Making something attractive, it doesn't mean that you have to spend a lot. You just have to be thoughtful. Creating something unique, it needs your creativity, it needs your focus, what you want. It needs your selfless effort to serve others. Because what is the thing behind that which is working for seva is that I have, yes, innovative ideas. It needs that heart. It needs the feeling of mercy for all the souls who are wandering here and there and they don't know where to go, to show them the path. But how will they come? I have to think about those ideas. It can be a very simple idea, but it should be attractive. I'm not saying that put diamonds and jewelry and this and that and that. We are not talking about that, but it should be something unique. Then Baba is saying deities. Baba is mentioning about deities when Baba mentions purity. Because when Baba says that we should give up vices, then people always argue on this point, that how will the world continue to run if we give up the vices? Because without all these vices, even birth cannot happen. The deities are not born through vices, Baba said. However, people question how the world can continue without vices. The Father explains, there is no creation born through vice in heaven. Then that is not heaven if the creation is happening with vices. There is a reason why in every scripture they talk about 5 vices. In every scripture they say that these are your enemies. But still they indulge in that. They are repeating every day, still indulging in that. So Baba says there is no creation born through vices in heaven. You students now know that you have come here to become Narayan from ordinary humans. We will attain the kingdom through this Raj Yoga. Like you're a student, you're sitting in the university, you're attending the class, and in your mind, even if you're attending one subject's class, even if it is break time, or even if the study has not yet started, class is not yet started, you have just taken the admission, but the target is already in your head. What am I going to become after studying in this university, right? So Baba says, you know that we will attain the kingdom through this Raj Yoga. We are going to become Narayan from ordinary human beings. If someone fails, he will become part of the Moon dynasty. Your battle is with Ravan, but no one in the world knows that Ravan is the old enemy. This question we can take later. So Baba says, your battle is with Ravan. People don't know the meaning of Ravan. People don't know the meaning of Ravan. Yeah. Or what his 10 heads represent. Do we know? What does Ravan's 10 head represent? Anyone?
5 vices of female and 5 vices of male.
Yeah, total 10 heads. Because male and female all have vices at this time. You children know that you become corrupt when the vices come into existence. And that is from Copper Age, from Dwapar Yuga. In the Golden Age, everyone is elevated. The Father says, at this time, all have Tamopradhan intellects. They are all in total darkness. It is also remembered that everyone is sleeping in the sleep of Kumbhakarna and that they will awaken when the fire starts. Before that, even if you try to awaken them, they don't listen to you, right? You have this experience? We try a lot to wake them up, but they don't. They're so happy in that sleeping mode. So Baba says, you awaken everyone so much, and yet they go back to sleep. You push them, you try all different ways. At least once, come to the center, start the course. We now sitting at home, you can do the online course also. So you try a lot. Okay, they log in and then sleep. They come one day, second they don't come. So Baba knows how much effort are you making. Then Baba says, you make so much effort at the fairs and gatherings, but look how many emerge from there. Big mela. And out of that mela, how many students come? Baba says a handful out of multi-millions. Very little result. So that means our effort is wasted. You made so much effort and only one soul came to the center. So much time, energy. How would you analyze that? Is wasted? No. There are two different aspects of any kind of seva when it is created. One aspect is, one aspect is to search those who have actually been lost, but they are actually seeking for knowledge. So they should be given the introduction, they should be given the message. So this is the duty of those who have received the message. This is the duty of those who have actually got this message from Baba, who are already awakened. It's their duty to awaken others. It's the duty. You cannot just watch that they are sleeping beside you. When you know this is the time to create fortune, you know this is the time when you can talk to God. This is the time when God himself have come. And he is actually creating your destiny. And the other person is sleeping beside you. It's your duty to awaken them, at least try. So one thing is that, one aspect, that the souls who are searching for God, who are searching for the true knowledge, they will be found. But the other aspect of seva is we are becoming strong. We are creating our fortune, our time, energy, money, whatever I used for seva, that is actually my investment for the golden age. And through seva, my character, my personality is also built, it's refined. Those divine, refined, royal characters are being created through seva. So there are different aspects. No matter how many come, that's their fortune, that's their part. That is fine. Then Baba said, they sing, people sing when they call out to God. They sing, "O boatman, take my boat across. O master of the garden, change us from thorns into flowers. Take us beyond this forest of thorns." You are to become flowers here. Imbibe divine virtues. So Baba says you have to become the flowers here. Then you can go to the garden of flowers, which is Satyug, golden age, heaven. It's not that you go there and become flowers over there. Those who become flowers here while sitting in the jungle of thorns, they are the ones who are eligible to go to the garden of flowers. So you have to become flowers here. And for that, imbibe divine virtues. Become the most elevated beings. Your food and drink should be very pure. I suddenly remember one sister, she came to the center in China, and she came to know that, yes, we don't eat outside food, we just cook by ourselves, made at home. We just take that. We don't accept anything from outside. So she brought me something very interesting. She said, this is homemade wine. She made that wine at home. And she says, this is homemade. This is very pure. It's not from outside, not from the market. So this is how it is, how you interpret Baba's things. See, it's really wonderful. I can never imagine, at least before that, I could never imagine that somebody can take this point in such a way. So Baba is saying your food and drink should be very pure. Whatever is impure is not offered to deities. So just think about it. Even to the idols of deities in temples, what kind of food do we offer when we offer bhog to them, prasad? What kind of things we will offer? And we are going to become living deities. So if I cannot offer those things to them, how can I eat? How can I consume that? Just think about it. In the time of Navratri, onions and garlics people don't even bring inside the home. Forget about eating. But only in those 9 days, which means we know that this is not pure. So Baba says, you too should not eat those things which are not offered to deities. Simple to understand. But nowadays there are many impure things also being offered to the deities in some temples. It is really, the world has really become tamo pradhan now. So Baba says vegetables are also sato, rajo, tamo. So we can't say it is a vegetable. The day before yesterday, somebody was arguing on this point that onion and garlic is vegetable and it has so many benefits. It could have some benefits for the body. We don't deny that. But how is it affecting my spiritual journey? How is it going to affect my mind, my thoughts? And that in turn will affect my body. So on the one side, I'm healing that. But on the other hand, it is disturbing. So nowadays, people are poor. It is the poor ones who will take knowledge. Wealthy people waste their money. It is very bad to watch films. Baba once in the Murli Baba said, cinema. Cinema is sin plus ma, means the mother of sin. Cinema, movies, theaters. But nowadays you don't have to go to cinema. You have everything in your mobile phone, right? Cinema is already there. So it is, Baba says it is very bad to watch films. You see, this was very interesting when I read this in this morning, this Murli. Baba said, because I think this is the time when this bioscope, Baba says, na? In the beginning when the movies just started, at that time, Baba says, it was written in a newspaper too, that to go to watch films means to go to hell. So means at that time also the value system was so strong, so powerful and pure that they felt this, that going to watch movie films is like going to hell. But nowadays, I was sharing this morning about one Kumari who comes to the center, not very often now, like a college girl. And if she's going to some night out with friends, she's going to some clubs or places like that, or going to watch movie, her parents are not stopping her. They are okay with this. But if she is coming to the center, they stop her. Going to such places, they are not stopping the girl. I feel it's okay, normal, because everyone is going in that direction now. So I was just comparing with the value system of that time, what Baba is mentioning. If it is in this way, they have written in the newspaper, that means that was the thought system of people of that time. And it's just not a long time ago, not even 100 years. And you see, so Baba says, the greater a person is, the worse his activities are. No, the translation is not correct. It should be, Baba is actually talking about the wealthy people, wealthy, rich people. Because in Hindi they say, na, bada admi. Bada admi doesn't mean great people. It's like Baba is mentioning about richer and the wealthier people are, the worse is their activities. Right now, this is the state of society which we see. And it's when Baba is talking about this, Baba is talking about the majority. Exceptions are there, always there. So Baba says, right now, God Shiva speaks. All your sins will be burnt away in the fire of yoga and you will become Satopradhan. Children, this is why you must not forget the pilgrimage of remembrance. Ask your heart. Ask your heart. I explain the knowledge very well at the exhibitions, but do I stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance? Baba said, ask your heart. Don't tell anyone else, because when you tell someone else, you will manipulate. You will not speak the truth. So Baba said, just ask your heart. What is my stage of remembrance? Because you fail in remembrance, you don't have that stage or that happiness all the time. So this is the result. This is the result. If I am staying in remembrance of Baba, remembrance is invisible, that is incognito. But what is visible is my happiness. And if my happiness is not there, that means I am poor in remembrance. So Baba said, you children should keep practicing this subject more. Teacher is warning the students, you are good in other subjects, you are doing seva, you are studying the knowledge. But this subject of yoga, remembrance, is weak. So pay attention to this subject more if you want to pass in the test. Make such beautiful pictures that anyone who comes and reads the writing on them will be able to understand the knowledge. Okay? Make such beautiful pictures, Baba said. Many people come to see something good. Those who make those pictures receive so many prizes. They especially make the images of the deities look like antiques, and then they sell them, because the antiques, old materials, are sold at a very, very high price. People buy antique things at a high cost. So what they do is, now see, everything has become so impure, so manipulative, that they create new pictures but make it look like antique, look like the old one, so that they get a good price. This is the world of falsehood. And people like them very much. They buy them even if they cost a lot. The deities were Satopradhan, and so there is so much respect for even their images. Just for images, they respect them so much. However, they don't know that Bharat is the most ancient of all. And the oldest of all is, who is that one? The oldest of all is Shiv Baba. Yeah. Shiva comes first of all. People are so confused. You also understand that you previously had degraded intellects. Look what you have now become from what you were. So we should see ourselves, observe yourself before coming into Gyan, what I was, and now what I am. You should see the difference. Sometimes sit and reflect on your stages. We were the masters of the world and were very wealthy. However, there are very few among you whose intellects have faith. Nishchay buddhi. Whose intellects have faith. Otherwise, you children would have inner happiness. So means this is the sign, this is the symptom. If you have that inner happiness, that means you have faith. And if your happiness is going up and down, means you have to check your faith, because faith is the foundation. So Baba says, you are now becoming knowers of the three aspects of time. Ask anyone, do you know the three aspects of time? Do you have the knowledge of all three aspects of time? They would then say, all of that is your imagination. If we talk to someone and say that, do you know the three aspects, past, present, future? They will say, it's just imagination. How can this be possible? So, when one person says this, others would also begin to say the same. I remember it's like more than 20 years ago. I was explaining the exhibition to someone and they were actually listening. It seemed to me, I was very young, it seemed to me that they are listening very carefully, they are taking interest. And at the end, when I finished explaining all the pictures, it was a museum. So when I finished, in the end, they say, your imagination is very beautiful. So I was thinking that I am explaining it so much intoxication, so much happiness, and they say it's your imagination. So Baba says, your intellects now have all the knowledge. You also know that God is the Father. It is written in the Gita that God's form is brighter than 1,000 suns. Do you think it's like that? God's form is brighter than 1,000 suns. Okay, just think about one sun. Even from so far, if you want to look at the sun, can you look at the sun directly? No. From so far, thousands of kilometers away, it makes you blind, you can't see. And if God's form is like thousands sun put together, will I be able to see him, look at him? I was seeking for one glimpse, one glance of God. I was saying that, give me one glance, Tundi. I want to see your vision. And if God's vision is like that, do I want to see or can I see? I cannot. No, this is imagination. But not practical, not logical. Baba says it's not like that. Baba is very cool. Baba is not like that. He comes and makes you children cool too. Nowadays, cool has another meaning, right? But Baba is not talking about that cool. Baba said Baba is making you cool. He comes and makes you children cool too. Just as Baba is a point of light, souls too are points of light, like fireflies. Fireflies are visible. However, without your having a divine vision, Baba cannot be seen. So you can just feel him, you can experience him, but you cannot see him with these eyes. So don't even try to, because that's not our target. We need to experience him. God is to be experienced, to be felt, to be connected. So Baba said, you children have now understood all of this knowledge. This is very wonderful knowledge. No one else can give the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of creation. Past, present, future. Otherwise, what would be the benefit of calling the incorporeal one knowledgeful before he comes and gives knowledge? Means if we already have that knowledge before, or if somebody else was already telling that, then why God has to come? No need, right? Which also means if God is speaking something, it is not spoken by anyone else before. Then how can I compare that scripture says like this, but Baba is saying like this? Why it is different? It is different. It is different. That's why Baba had to come. To say something which nobody told us. Yeah, that's right. Spiritual father comes in impure body. That's right. All souls, yes, right now in Iron Age, no? He comes in Iron Age, impure world. Yes. So all souls come down here from the incorporeal world to play their parts. They call out to God, but he doesn't have a body of his own. All other souls have their own bodies. Therefore, only God is the incorporeal one. The Father says, my name is Shiva. I enter this one's body, Brahma Baba's body, and sit in the center of his forehead. Just as souls speak through their organs, so Baba too explains through this one's organs. This one means Brahma Baba. It is remembered that a wonderful star sparkles in the center of the forehead. This is the language of the scriptures. Only you understand the significance of these deep secrets. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप दादा को याद प्यार गुड मॉर्निंग नमस्ते
नमस्ते
शुक्रिया बाबा. Essence for dharana. First is, in order to make your reward elevated, study very well. Study very well. We are students. We are good students. Right? Don't perform any bad actions. Our study is not only during this 1 hour. Our study is all the time. We are learning and then practicing throughout the day. Second, let your food and drink be very pure. Only eat what is offered to the deities. Make effort to become the most elevated beings. Blessing. May you be benevolent to all and achieve success in the service you do with your renunciation and tapasya. Tyag, tapasya. May you be benevolent to all and achieve success in the service you do with your renunciation, means tyag, and tapasya. Just as a physical fire is experienced from a distance, if there is fire, you can feel it from a distance. In the same way, what Baba wants from us, in the same way, let the sparkle of your renunciation and tapasya attract everyone from a distance. This will attract. Service is third thing. Service is the result of tyag and tapasya. This is the sequence, the order Baba has told. Tyag, tapasya, seva. So first is tyag and tapasya, then is seva. Seva cannot happen in the real way if you don't have the sparkle of renunciation, tyag, and tapasya. Along with being a server, also be a renunciate and an embodiment of tapasya. Instant and practical fruit will then be seen from the service you do. Then result will come. If the foundation of tyag and tapasya is there. A renunciate means that none of your old thoughts or sanskars are visible. Tyag. To renounce your old sanskars, old patterns of thinking, old habits. That is the most difficult thing. Renouncing family, renouncing your house, renouncing your car, renouncing your position. That is easier, And Baba is not asking us for that. Baba is saying renounce your weaknesses, your old sanskars. It should not be even visible. A tapasvi means nothing is visible except the consciousness of your intellect and your soul conscious form. So when I see someone, I see only the soul. When I see someone, I don't look at the body. Then what will happen when somebody see me, they will also see the soul because I am in that consciousness. Let benefit for every soul be merged in whatever thought you create, and you will then be said to be benevolent to all. So one thing is about the vision. Vision has to be soul conscious, and thought should be, every thought you create, it should be benevolent. It should have benefit merged in that thought for everyone. Slogan: in order to go beyond the consciousness of bodies, do not look at the image, but look at the living being and the character. In Hindi, Baba says, don't look at the chitra, look at the charitra and chetan. Don't look at the chitra, the picture, the image, but look at the chetan, living being, and the character, charitra. So when I look at someone, I'm not looking at the body because this is the chitra, the image, the picture. But look at the character, the charitra inside. Soul has the charitra, character, personality, the values. So when whole day I practice that, that is the practical form of soul consciousness. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Bani.
Om Shanti.
What sort of tapasya that we have to be benevolent? What sort of tapasya we have to do?